Their armor gleamed like iron icons beneath the dim glow of the transport bay. They did not look at us as men look at men. To them, we were not recruits. We were resources. I say I lived once, but in truth, that life ended the moment their Thunderhawk descended upon Hive Dagon. They did not ask. They never ask. The Imperium does not barter or plead. It takes. And so I was taken from the shadows of the Hablocks, from the only world I had ever known. I remember the choking stench of promethium and rust, the endless shriek of furnaces gnawing at the hive's bones. To me, that filth was home. My gang, my scars, the endless war for scraps of food and respect. Those were my truths. Now they were gone, as though they had never mattered. 30 of us were dragged from Hive Dagon that night. We had thought ourselves killers, veterans of the underhive's blood-soaked alleys. But in the shadow of the Astartes, we were nothing. One of them stood before us during the voyage. His armor was the color of midnight, sigils of death etched into its plates. His helm bore no face, only a blank visage of judgment. "You are not warriors," he said, his voice a grinding echo that filled the chamber. "You are clay. The Emperor will decide if you're worth shaping or breaking." His words were colder than the ship's steel decks. No promises of glory, no mention of honor, only the certainty of pain, failure, and death. Some of the boys tried to mask their fear, staring back with hollow defiance. Others trembled openly, unable to meet the Space Marine's gaze. I felt both. We all did. The days blurred together in silence and hunger. One ration a day, one cup of tasteless liquid. Servitors watched us like carrion crows, ensuring we obeyed. We slept in a heap on bare metal, shivering in the recycled air. The Astartes never moved, never faltered, as though his very presence was enough to keep the void itself at bay. On the 9th day, the ship shuddered, the deck plates rumbling like a beast stirring in its sleep. Alarms chimed, bulkheads groaned, and then silence. The ramp lowered. A wind of strange air swept across us, sharp and cold. Beyond it, I saw not a hive or a city, but endless stone halls carved into a mountain. Black banners hung from the walls, inscribed with oaths we could not yet read. This was no homecoming. This was the threshold of an ending, or perhaps the beginning of a new kind of death. The compartment doors hissed open, and light poured in like fire, merciless and absolute. After days trapped in steel darkness, it felt like knives stabbing into our eyes. We stumbled forward under the guidance of servitors, our bodies weak, our senses overwhelmed. The world outside was like a vision stolen from a dream. Jagged mountains clawed at the sky, their peaks lost in rolling fog. Valleys stretched endlessly, blanketed in forests alive with color and sound. Things we had never known existed except in blurred picked captures. The air itself was too pure, too sharp. It burned our lungs, scouring away the filth we had breathed since birth. And upon the tallest mountain, carved into its very flesh, stood the fortress-monastery. A citadel of stone and faith, a monument not to nature, but to mankind's will to break it. "Step forward," the Space Marine commanded, his voice like thunder. He removed his helm, revealing a face pale as death. Scars mapped his skin like battlefields, his eyes as cold and pitiless as a blade. Yet, buried deep within, there flickered something, perhaps memory, perhaps pity, but gone in an instant. "I am Brother Sergeant Malchier," he said. "From this moment, your past is nothing. Your names are ash, your family's dust. You belong to the chapter, and through it, to the God Emperor of mankind." From the shadowed gate emerged another figure, not armored but robed in white. His scalp was bare, his face etched with surgical scars and metal grafts. One eye was gone, replaced with a glowing bionic lens that whirred softly as it scanned us. "I am Apothecary Draelon," he intoned. "Your flesh is weak, your blood impure. That will change, or you will perish." The hatch groaned as it unlocked, and the compartment was drowned in searing daylight. After so many days in the ship's iron belly, the brightness felt like a punishment. We staggered forward, our eyes watering, bodies thin and bruised from the journey. Outside was a world we had never imagined. Mountains like walls of stone rose high into the clouds, their slopes scarred with ancient glaciers. Rivers cut through valleys where the green of living things spread endlessly. It was beautiful and terrifying. The air stabbed our lungs, too pure, too sharp for those raised on ash and smoke. At the heart of it stood the fortress. Hewn directly from mountain's face, its towers stabbed at the sky, vast statues of armored warriors looming from its walls. Bells tolled in the distance, their deep voices echoing through the valley like a dirge. "Remember this moment," said the space marine who had guarded us through the journey. His voice was heavy, his tone merciless. He removed his helm, revealing a face pale as bone, scarred beyond recognition, lips drawn into a grim slash of disapproval. His eyes burned with something we could not understand. Rage, perhaps, or sorrow long buried. "I am Brother Sergeant Kalen," he declared. "Your past lives are dust. Your name's forgotten. From this day, you exist for one purpose only, to serve the chapter, and through it, the God Emperor." The gates of the fortress opened with the grinding of stone. From the shadows emerged another figure, not clad in armor, but wrapped in robes the color of bone. His head was bald, his face a patchwork of scars and augmetics. A bionic claw extended from one arm, and where his left eye had been, a red lens glowed with mechanical light. "I am Apothecary Malchus," he said, voice like steel scraping against stone. "Your bodies are weak, your blood tainted. That will change, or you will not survive. Most of you will perish before the Emperor claims you as his sons." The wind howled through the valley, carrying the words like a death sentence. And we understood, we had not been brought here to live. We had been brought here to be broken, and only the strongest would rise from the ruins.